everyone, and welcome to the Mentor Fight Club. This week, we're going to be talking about the Miraculous Medal, and we have our friend Bob from St. Paul Street Evangelization to give us a little bit more history. Bob, thanks for joining us today.
Thanks for having me, Mary. It's my pleasure.
Awesome. So could you start? We'll just go with a little background on the history of the Miraculous Medal so people know what we're talking about.
Sure. The Miraculous Medal is the most powerful medal there is. It's been instrumental in bringing about many miracles, stopped the plague, it cured the blind and the crippled, and it's brought about many conversions. So it's literally a gift from heaven. And I use that phrase when I'm evangelizing. That really piques people's interest. So that's a great thing to say. Anyway, in 1830, the Blessed Virgin Mary, she appeared to a young novice with the Daughters of Charity in Paris named Catherine Labouré. And this was during the French Revolution. France was suffering, the church was suffering. There was growing political unrest, unemployment, food shortages. Anyway, on November 27th of that year, our Blessed Mother appeared to Catherine in the convent. And this was the second time she appeared to her. And the first time was on July 18th. This time, on November 27th, she brought the message of her never-ending care through a sacramental she herself designed. And she told St. Catherine, "Have a medal struck upon this model. Those who wear it will receive great graces, especially if they wear it around the neck." And then she also said, "Those who repeat this prayer with devotion will be, in a special manner, under the protection of the Mother of God. And graces will be abundantly bestowed upon those who have confidence." And the prayer, I think, is, "O Mary, conceived without sin, pray for us who have recourse to thee." And then the medals were not made until, the Archbishop in Paris approved. They had to interview her and make sure this was legit. In June 1832, almost 2 years later, the first 2,000 medals were made. In that same year, a pandemic was sweeping across much of Europe. Cholera was killing tens of thousands. Paris alone saw 20,000 die, which was more than 3% of the population. Throughout France, the toll was 100,000. In London, 6,500 died. And then the cholera pandemic spread to the US, and Washington, D.C. was hit as well. And so when the first medals were minted, the Daughters of Charity began to wear them, and they took them to the sick and the old people. And people immediately took the Blessed Virgin at her word. And almost immediately, miraculous healings, cures, and conversions occurred. People were clamoring all over for it. It was originally called the Medal of the Immaculate Conception, but so many miracles happened, they changed it to the Miraculous Medal. Yeah, so the medal quickly spread through France and then the world. Before long, everyone wanted this medal. The front of the medal shows Mary in her familiar image as the Immaculate Conception. She stands on a globe as Mother and Queen of mankind. Rays flow from her hands. And she said, "These rays symbolize the graces I shed upon those who ask for them." And there are precious jewels on Mary's fingers that shed the rays, and those shedding no light represent graces that people forget or do not ask, right? And then on the medal has those words of the prayer, "O Mary, conceived without sin, pray for us who have recourse to thee."
Thank you so much for that explanation. And so the main topic of the Momentum Mori Fight Club is suffering. And so we want to talk about how to engage our own suffering. But the Miraculous Medal, I feel like, has played a major role in different people's suffering, like you said, suffering from plague, illnesses, and conversions. How do you guys use the Miraculous Medal as a tool in the ministry of St. Paul Street Evangelization?
Well, we'll be out there on the street. That's how we normally start a conversation. Would you like a free rosary? Would you like a free Miraculous Medal? And then we'll kind of follow that up by telling them something about it. Like, we'll tell her the story that I just told you in a really short version. We actually have a holy medal card that tells the story in fewer paragraphs than what I told you. And then we'll just kind of be like, "So do you need a miracle in your life?" And kind of let the conversation flow that way. We found that it's a great way to get people talking about things of faith in Jesus and that kind of thing.
And do you share them with people that are also not Christians as well?
Yeah, we share them with anybody, actually. Muslims love it because they have an affection for Mary. They believe she was without sin, right?
Yeah.
And so Muslims, anyone actually, right? So Mary didn't say these are only for Catholics, She said anyone who wears them will receive great graces from God. So anyone who's interested, we get them blessed as well, too, because that makes them even more powerful by a priest or a deacon. And then they become a conduit of actual grace, which is like God's help, right? It's God's help to avoid sin and to do good. So we're kind of blasting people with grace without them even really knowing it.
Well, and like I love Mother Teresa they talk about how she always had miraculous medals with her and would just give them out constantly. So it's definitely a good thing to, one, wear yourself around your neck, but also to give out to your family, people you're praying for conversions, or, people that are sick in your family. Take them to the hospital if they can't wear them around their neck, put them on their pillows in any way, shape, or form that you can think of to use them in your own life. I think Our Lady would be pretty pleased with that.
Yeah, that's true. In fact, our founder, guy who started St. Paul Street Evangelization, he was like, what do? I just walk up to people in the grocery store and just saying, hey, can I talk to you about Jesus? But then he heard about Maximilian Kolbe, St. Maximilian Kolbe, as well as St. Mother Teresa, who would hand these out. And he's like, I can do that, you know? And
Yeah.
so we distribute like over 1 million a year with our apostolate. We get them from Italy. They're very high quality and affordable. And so I was like, I can do that. And so that's what he did. He ordered this whole huge amount and he went out and started it. It's a gift from heaven. So it's a gift from our mother. So what can go wrong?
Well, and there
So
was a story that I read that they said that somebody was having like a cancer on the throat, and I thought it was Mother Teresa. They said, put the miraculous medal there and say, Blessed Mother, be a mother to me now. And just to ask the person to keep repeating it. But it's like in the midst of whatever, if it's a physical pain, to actually put the medal directly over the area that you're having pain, or cancers, or, just different things. But even, depression and things like that, to just, place the medal over your head, over your thoughts, and say, Blessed Mother, be a mother to me now. And to
yeah,
unite that moment of pain or suffering or grief with her.
yeah.
Um,
We do want relief from suffering. If it doesn't go away, it can still be abuse. So that's great. You know,
yeah, absolutely. Redemptive suffering.
how Jesus saved the world through suffering, essentially, and
Yeah.
that if we're in relationship with Him, we should never let our sufferings go to waste. So we can actually say a prayer like, God, I unite my sufferings to Jesus on the cross, for the salvation of souls, or for any person you like in particular. But that's a good message. People, don't let your suffering go to waste would be something I would like to tell people.
Yeah,
They can.
absolutely. Absolutely. And could you share the website? Because I know you guys sell them in bulk and it's typically cheaper than if you buy them at your local religious store. Not that I'm saying not to go to your local religious store, but that you have them in bulk so people can pass them out, generously. And then also,
Sure.
because she asked for it to go around the neck, I believe you guys have chains or something to put those on as well.
Yeah, we have all kinds of different miraculous medals. We got small ones, big ones, blue ones, and we have chains, and we have the holy card that tells the story. Two different versions. We actually have packs too, where you can get the medal on a chain with the story in a little pack. And so, yeah, that's a great option. StreetEvangelization.com, and then /store, or you can just go to StreetEvangelization.com and click on the store button in the upper right hand corner.
Okay, awesome. All right. Well, thank you guys for joining us this week for the Montgomery Fight Club. We'll be praying for you. You guys pray for us. Keep fighting the good fight. Thank you, Bob.
You're welcome. God bless.
God bless.